Hey guys, today we are talking about types of levers in our body, and there are three types of lever on which human body functions. They are classified as first class lever, second class lever, and third class lever. Now before we get into the details of each type of lever, let's understand the meaning of movement arm of muscle force, movement arm of resistive force, and the fulcrum point. So as I perform arm curls exercise, movement arm of muscle force is bicep muscle because that's the muscle contracting concentrically. Whereas my forearm length is going to be the movement arm of a resistive force. Elbow is going to be my fulcrum point because this is the joint about which the rotation is happening. So as I perform pulley push down exercise, movement arm of muscle force is my tricep muscle because that's the muscle contracting. Whereas my forearm length is going to be my movement arm of resistive force. Elbow is going to be my fulcrum point because this is the joint about which the rotation is happening. As I perform leg extension, movement arm of my muscle force is my quadricep muscle, that's muscle contracting. Whereas my lower leg is going to be my movement arm of resistive force. Knee is going to be my fulcrum point because this is the joint about which the rotation is happening. So as I perform seated leg curl, movement arm of muscle force is my hamstring muscle, that's muscle contracting. Whereas my lower leg is going to be movement arm of resistive force. Knee is going to be my fulcrum point because that is the joint about which the rotation is happening. As we now understand the differences between movement arm of the muscle force and movement arm of the resistive force and their meanings, and we also understand the meaning of fulcrum point, let's go ahead and understand each lever type individually. First class lever, a lever for which muscle force and resistive force act on the opposite side of the fulcrum. So as you see this pulley push down exercise, both the movement arm of the resistive force and the movement arm of the muscle force are working on the opposite side of the fulcrum. Hence, this exercise is an example of first class lever. Second class lever, a lever in which movement arm of the muscle force and the movement arm of the resistive force work on the same side of the fulcrum. However, the movement arm of the muscle force is longer than the movement arm of the resistive force. So as I stand and perform this calf raise or heel raise exercise, my movement arm of muscle force is longer than the movement arm of the resistive force. And the fulcrum is ahead of both. Hence, this is a classic example of second class lever. Alright, third class lever. A lever type in which movement arm of the resistive force and the movement arm of muscle force work on the same side of the fulcrum, where the movement arm of the resistive force is longer than movement arm of the muscle force. So as you can see on the screen, while I perform standing arm curl exercise, the movement arm of my muscle force is smaller than the movement arm of my resistive force, and both are working on the same side of the fulcrum. Hence, this is an example of third class lever. An important thing to remember, guys, irrespective of what exercise I choose to train a muscle, the type of lever never changes. Here is an example. If I want to train my tricep and I'm doing standing pulley push down, I'm still working on type 1 lever. If I lie down and perform skull crusher exercise, I'm still working on type 1 lever. If I stand and do overhead double arm extension with a dumbbell, I'm still using type 1 lever. So these three different exercises are used to train one particular muscle, and that is tricep, but the lever type never changes. I hope this was helpful.